was a freshman in high school here at West Campus. And Cody and her mom and her grandparents and her aunts, her uncle, her friends, her dear friends. Every day there was a court, Cody was there. She asked the most remarkable questions. She needed to have answers. She wanted to get understanding. She was so much like my daughter Jennifer that I fell in love with this girl. So Cody would like to share with you her story.
My name is Cody Spade. I'm a senior at West Campus. My favorite color is yellow. Sign language is my first language. I'm absolutely terrified of public speaking, and I'm failing math for the third year in a row. I'm a real person, and I'm about to tell you my story. You'll get over it. You see, it's the cliches that cause the trouble. To lose someone you love is to alter your life forever. You don't get over it because it's the person you love. The pain never goes away. Why would it? There's a gap. It never fills. How could it? No, you see, the particularness of someone who mattered enough to grieve over in the first place is not erased by anyone or anything but death. There's this hole in my heart. It's in the shape of you, Daddy, and no one else can fill it. Why would I want this to? I have a question for you guys. How do you continue to live your life without one of the most pivotal and vital people to it? How do you walk down the hallways of your school and smile and laugh with your friends like a dork, knowing your life will never be the same? How do you turn your tragedy into hope for others? How do you continue to live life when you feel like there's nothing left? I don't know. I don't know the answers to any of these questions, and I don't understand why I even have to ask them in the first place. I don't know how I'm standing in front of hundreds of people. But what I do know is a 14-year-old girl would ask herself these questions through her tears, and that she would never fully get an answer. That 3 years later, she would still feel the same heartache and pain that she did then. What I can't tell you is I am that 14-year-old girl, and this is my story. This isn't a joke. You see, my story starts on April 18th of 2009, 3 years and 6 days ago. Nothing woke me. It was spring break. There was no reason I should have been up. It was around midnight or so. I was going to get up, grab a Pepsi, go watch some cartoons, do something. I go to the kitchen and I see my mom sitting there at the dining room table with the phone looked like gaping and open with these numbers. Her mouth asking, her ears listening, where is he? You see, I walked up to my mom, put my hand on her back, and said, go to bed, Mom. You actually have work tomorrow. But there was something wrong. Her voice, the anguish in her voice, the way she talked, she said, something's wrong. He got off work at 10 and it's 12. He's 2 hours late. This never happens. So I sat down and started calling with her. Kaiser and the we waited. Felt like years. You know, I honestly thought he'd pull up in the driveway before we knew it. No big deal. I live in Perkins on Martin Luther King right before it turns into Oak Park. Cops aren't an unusual thing. So it's no big deal when there's one on your street, right? There's a stand he parks right by our street. He gets out. He's in a cop uniform. He's got a cop. He's got a clipboard with paperwork on it. No big deal. It's just a missing persons report. He'll be there before he finishes filling it out. But now there's this black car and this man all dressed in black. He gets out of the car. He exchanges a few words with the cop, and now the cop's leaving. I don't understand. I'm 14 years old and I'm sitting at the screen door waiting. What's happening? We read the words coroner off the corner of his shirt. He didn't need to say anything. We didn't give him a chance. You see, my mom, she started screaming, not words, just sounds. Just sounds mixed with tears, hoping that it wasn't true. She couldn't find words. You see, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. I wanted to use credibility, so kind of bad. This is a part of the stupid program. I mean, they did every 15 minutes at my sister's high school last week. This stuff, it doesn't really happen. I mean, I know it happens, but it doesn't happen to real people like me. But he's real. He's a coroner. It's not a joke. And this does really happen. You see, my mom, she looks at me and she says, "We have to tell your sister. We have to let her know what she has to know." My sister, she's deaf. She can't hear her talk. We use sign language. She didn't hear my mom screaming. She didn't hear me arguing with the coroner about whether he was real. We had to go and wake her up to the same heartbreak we were living in. Guys, this isn't something that just happens in a matter of seconds and goes away. You guys saw yesterday. It takes about